stub helps to prevent query and wait time. Query and response may sometimes take longer. That will put EIGRP in stuck in active situation. Like this. When query is sent and response don't come on time, there is a reset of relationship between the routers. To avoid that, we configure stubs so that beforehand the routers will tell what they are willing to support, so that queries will be sent only to those routers that are available for supporting. All right. So we learned that there are 5 types of stub. Stub connected will take responsibility for only the connected network, and the router that is configured with EIGRP stub connected will advertise with a special peer information saying, I got these connected networks. I'll take ownership. I'll be responsible for this. You may query me for these networks. Now, when you say stub summary, the router only takes care of or take responsibility for the summary route that it has got in the routing table. Only the summary route. When you say EIGRP stub without mentioning any other keyword, it is considered as EIGRP stub default. Both connected and summary will be activated. So the special peer information will have the connected network as well as the summary info. And when we say stub static, if there will be any static route redistributed into EIGRP, only for those routes, EIGRP takes responsibility. And when we say EIGRP stub receive only, that router will not take responsibility for any network. It will only receive update. It won't give any update. That is receive only. Here is the example. This router B has got a static route, and the static route is pointing towards some network which is not in this picture. 10.1.1 is not in this picture, but it is somewhere. Let's assume it is there somewhere. And we got a static route to reach 10.1.4.0. We also have a summary route on the interface. It is 1.2.0/24 on the interface. The actual mask for 10.1.2.0 is 24, but here we are summarizing to /23. So on the serial interface, when we advertise towards A, we are summarizing to /23. Fine. And now this static route is also redistributed with K values. We can see under EIGRP redistribute static, which means whatever the static route is written, all those static routes should be redistributed by EIGRP 100. And EIGRP is running on 10.2.2.2, which is serial. When that's one network, one IP, .2 and .3, .2 and .3. And then 10.1.2.0/24 in this link. So on the downlink and the uplink, EIGRP is running. Now the first scenario is, what if you configure stub connected? This is the command. Under router EIGRP 100, we say EIGRP stub connected. When we say connected, only the /24 network will be advertised. We are not running EIGRP on this interface. 10.1.3, you see, 10.1.3 is nowhere mentioned. So the only network that router B will advertise is this one. This is what going to be advertised because you have said connected. The other, like your summary route won't be advertised, static route won't be advertised, and the other link, let me call this link as delta. Delta is not advertised, right? Alpha, omega is advertised. This is omega. This is summary, not advertised. This is static route, not advertised. Only the connected, this one alone is advertised. And when you configure EIGRP stub summary, only the summary route will be advertised, not even the connected gamma, nor delta, nor static. This is clear? Same picture we see here, stub static. When we say stub static, the only network in our example is this, and no other advertised, not even connected, no summary, no connected, only the redistributed static route. And then when we say EIGRP receive only, B will not advertise anything to A, but whatever A gives, it will learn. So if B don't advertise how A will reach this network, we need to write static route pointing towards B to reach this. You see, B can reach all the networks behind A because A advertises, B only not advertising anything. B is configured to act as a stub, receive only. So B will have route to reach all the networks behind A. A won't have any route to reach B's network behind B. If you wish to have reachability, then A should have a static route. Though there is a EIGRP running between B and A, EIGRP can't help because B is configured as stub receive only. Any questions in this? Yeah. Stub receive only will filter EIGRP updates going to the neighbor. Router B here configured as stub receive only. So B suppose it should not advertise anything. It can learn everything. B should not advertise anything. Should not advertise, which means these networks will not be advertised. So if a computer wants to reach this network, not possible until you write a static route. So this query and response delay creates stuck in active scenario. I already explained, but I'm going to just walk you through these pages now. The router has to get all the replies. That is the issue here. If router queries, about a lost route. A route is lost. To reach 1.2.3.4, router 1 was using this path. But a router from here comes and says, I don't know anymore 1, 2, 3, 4. No more 1, 2, 3, 4 is available through me. This router says that. So immediately R1 will start querying the other neighbor. Let's assume there is a router somehow connected to this. This replies. This replies after a few seconds, but still, router 1 will not be using it because it has queried the other neighbors. Every neighbor should respond, should reply. But the problem is these routers will not reply because they are no way connected to 1.2.3.4. So they don't reply. Instead, they query their following neighbors. And they also don't know, they are also struck inactive. All are struck inactive. What happens after 3 minutes? The neighbors that have failed to reply to the query, correct. Neighbor reset happens, which will disturb the whole topology, especially this direction, all of them. And also when the neighbor is discarded here, even this guy will be notified saying the neighbor down. So that this also will start reprocessing. Right. Okay. So we will do the lab. Before that, we have a goodbye message. When a successor goes down, you see, for A, there is two routes to reach someone in the internet. But because of small metric, this is considered to be a successor path via B. And this path is there in the topology table. Feasible successor. It has qualified the feasibility condition. So it is there. In the previous scenarios, there is no feasible successor. That's where query sent. Here, there is no query sent. When B comes and says, I'm no more responsible to take you to the cloud. When B says that, how it says? It says by sending a goodbye message. What is a goodbye message? It's literally a goodbye message. If you sniff the packet, you will see goodbye written. Even when you debug, that is how the programmer has programmed the EIGRP protocol. It's nothing but the packet with all the K values, 255. All K values, K1, K2, K3. When you multiply 255 into load, it becomes very bad path, worst path. When you multiply delay with 255, that becomes worst path. You see, all K values, 255, it will make all K values. So if there is a network 1.2.1.1.1 via B, all of a sudden something went wrong. B now shoots a packet with K values this for this destination. So immediately B understands that I no need to rely on B. A understands that I should not trust anymore B, and it starts using C as a successor. So the goodbye message is a notification packet. It notifies immediately when something goes wrong, when some error happens in the successor route to reach some destination. Immediately, without any 5-second or 10-second delay. This is triggered goodbye message notification. It is this packet makes A to find an alternate path. And you don't need to do anything for this. This is enabled by default, right? So this is the whole story about EIGRP, but we have a few more stories about newer version of EIGRP, which is not in this presentation. Let us now do this tab lab, and then we'll also check this goodbye message. I'll use Notepad to do the basics. Interface. Let's. Okay, what happened to those loopbacks? Yes. On router 1, I don't have any loopbacks interface F0. Nothing wrong in having a loopback file. Keep one. And then interface F00. Interface F01. Let's put EIGRP also. EIGRP 11. Network 10 and 1. Put this on router 1. Let's verify before we move on to the next one. Show IP EIGRP interfaces. We can see that EIGRP is running on all three. And now let's go to router 2. Before I do router 2, I would like to finish router 3. Router 3 have only two interfaces. One is loopback with 13 here. So this is 3 here. Right. That. That's right. I'm expecting neighbor between 2 and 3 and 1. It is, yeah. It's there. So when I check the route, show IP route, EIGRP, I have a route. And check the topology table, show IP EIGRP topology, we have route. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to bring router 2 and then I'll remove this 3333 to show you goodbye message. So let's finish router 2. 2 F00 is 12. 2 and F01 is 24. And this is having 3 loopbacks, all starting with 2. So I need to add 2 more loopback interfaces. Loopback, okay, let it be 0, loop 1, loop 2, right. Voila. Copy, paste it on router 2. Right. On router 1, I can see 1, 2, and 3 loopbacks. They're all passive. Even for 333 it is passive. Let us go to router 2. Before that, debug EIGRP packets, not in router 2, not in router 2, in router 3. Debug EIGRP packets. Even if you don't do debug, there will be goodbye. So let us simply go to router 3, and what I'll do, I'll say router EIGRP11, no network 3. Let me see. Okay, we go to router 1. Do you have a goodbye message? 333 already gone. But it is, in the older versions, it used to show me the goodbye message. Here we have in debug. Okay. I put back again the network. Oh, not in router 2. I should check in router 3. I put back 3. And I'll enable the debug. Before that, let me go capture some packet. I've seen goodbye message many times. In router 3, it's a hello packet. Okay. Once again, debug EIGRP packet, router EIGRP11, no network. Sending inquiry flag. Do I have something here? These are all EIGRP packets. This is hello packet equal to 1. Let's see. No, 1, 2, not 2. Okay, 3. Query packet. What is this query about? Okay, it's querying about this network. Who is querying? Router 3 is querying. I removed, no, so it is querying. But I want to show you. Goodbye. There is also reply coming from router 1 for the query. and 5 is hello. Okay. I'll do one thing. I'll remove EIGRP itself, router EIGRP level. Check at least now I'll get a goodbye message. Now, peer termination received. How does it look here? From 10003. Yeah, this is the peer termination. Okay, I want to see the parameters all 255. No, this is not goodbye. Ah, look at this. This is what called as goodbye. But unfortunately, it is not showing as goodbye. It shows hello. These k values, when the termination happens, it sends with all k values saying, do not rely on me anymore. See, this is what actually called as goodbye message. Okay, so router EIGRP 11, network 10, and network 3. Okay, you know, older versions used to show that word goodbye received. Router 1 will be receiving message saying goodbye received, which is not now available in newer version. All right, let us see stub now. Which stub you want to see first? Stub connected or summary or which one? For EIGRP stub, we have to do summarization first. Go to router 2. Right now, router 2 is advertising, if you see here, show IP route EIGRP detailed routes, no summarization. Let's do summarization on router 2's outgoing interface. Interface F00, that's the interface via which updates are sent out. Now, for the update, that is the outgoing. For the traffic, that's the incoming. So in this interface, I'm going to say the summary address for EIGRP 11. Summarize like this. The actual is 32. It's not 24. Actual is 32. The actual is 32. We are summarizing to /24. Now go to router 2 and check the routing table. You have a summary. You also have connected. Is this connected to router 2? Yes. And let us also do one more thing. Write a static route and redistribute. IP route. I'm not running EIGRP on router 4. Okay. So I'm saying IP route 44 network. Send the packet to 10.24.0.4. And now router EIGRP 11 redistribute static with a metric. I want to just simply give bandwidth 5K values. That's it. All right. As a result, if you go back to router 1, you will find one more route, which is external 170. It's external. The source of this is not EIGRP. The source of this is some other source. In our case, it is static load. That's the source of this origin. Fine. Now let's configure summary and then see. Router EIGRP 11. When I say EIGRP stub summary, what you won't see is you won't see these two. You won't see this too. Because on router 2, I'm doing summary. You won't see this connected. You won't see this redistributed, the static. You will only find this one, and this one is coming from another router, so it will come. On another router, router 3, we are not configuring any stub. So this will be there, and this will be there. Let's do and see. I hit enter, done. And now show IP route EIGRP. Look at this. Only the summarized route in the routing table of router 2 is advertised. Check the routing table of router 2. In the routing table of router 2, we have this summary route pointing towards none. Okay. The next step is I will remove the summary. I will put connected only. When I put no, I will get back all those routes. Now, when I say connected, I will only receive this one from router 2. So in the routing table, you will have this and the one coming from router 3. So this two only will be there. Other won't be there. Let's try EIGRP stub connected. Done. Now let's go to router 1 and check. You see, what did I say? Yeah, connected. See, these are all connected, right? Even though they are, even though we have asked to summarize it on this link, it overrides that. On router 2, we have said, I want all the connected. So it sends all the connected. Even though the manual summarization is there, this overrides the manual summarization and sends all the connected. Okay. Now, if you want both connected and summary, what do you need to do? Okay, what is missing here is summary is missing. The other one is static. You remember external 44 network. That is also missing because we said only connected. Now I'll remove the connected and I will simply say, okay, now if I go and see, we have not said any stub now. Will you get the summary route or detailed route for 2? 2, 2, 2, 2. It will be summary only. You see, it will be summary only. When I say EIGRP stub only, then it is going to be connected and summary. Let's check. Look at this. This is connected. And summary. When the summary is available, it will not give you detail, isn't it? So when you say connected, you should be aware this. Even though there is a summarization, when you say connected only, the summarization that you have done will be ignored. Detailed routes will come. When we say simply EIGRP stub, it is both summary and connected. So should I advertise the summary of the connected or both? Only the summary. Yeah. All right. Now what is next? The next is, you said something? Okay, the next is, let's put static. EIGRP stub static. When I do this, only that 44 network will come from R2. Let's go check. Only 44 from router 2. Not even connected. 10.24 you don't see. 2.2.2 you don't see. Only the redistributed. Now let me remove this and go back and check again. and you have a default routing table. We are going to say receive only now. EIGRP stub receive only, which means this router is not going to send any info. No advertisement, no advertisements. You see, show IP route EIGRP, nothing from router 2. Nothing comes from router 2. But router 2 will have all from router 1. Show IP route EIGRP. You see, this is coming from router 1. This is coming from router 1. This is coming from router 1. Router 2 receives, but router 2 don't give. Because router 2 is configured as receive only. Yeah. EIGRP 11. Okay, done. So if we go now to router 1, I should see all the routes.